Hello everyone, thanking you all for joining this session today. This is Ilamati, product expert in Zoho Books. Today I'm going to present you about handling inventory tracking and its associated business reports in Zoho Books. What is inventory tracking? So inventory tracking is a process involved in accounting for every piece of inventory being held in a storage space for the entire time that it is there. For any organization, inventory tracking is a must and it should give you a better visibility of your products, help you to forecast your future demands, and can even help you to weed out the errors before they become any potential bigger issue. To achieve this and be efficient in handling inventory, we are using perpetual inventory tracking system. So this system will keep track of inventory balances continuously with updates made automatically whenever a product is received or sold. This tracking will start from entering the opening stock of an item, based on which the stock level will get auto calculated. So before diving into the actual reports, let's understand how inventory works in Zoho Books. Basically, if you take a business workflow, so for procuring inventory or for procuring items, you would be raising a purchase order. Once the purchase order is accepted, it would be converted as a bill. So once a bill has been raised, the stock level of a particular item will get increases. And similarly, for selling any item, you will be raising a sales order. At that point of time, the inventory the inventory would be having the updated value comparing to the last time. And once the sales order has been converted to invoice, then the stock of the particular item will get decreases. Based on the invoices and bills, the profit will be calculated. Along with this, there would be a sales return or the purchase return. The sales return in Zoho Books is the credit note, and the purchase return in Zoho Books is the vendor credits. Based on this, the stock increases and decreases respectively. So before going into the actual reports, let's do the basic and necessary configuration in Zoho Books, which will allow the inventory to work better. So let's go into settings, items. Here you can see an option called enable inventory tracking. This option needs to be enabled when you would like to track inventory in your Zoho Books organization. And here we have the inventory start date. What is inventory start date? This is the date in which you have migrated to Zoho Books or started using Zoho Books. So basically all the inventory reports in Zoho Books will be calculated based on this date. So now we are moving to the item creation page. So we have enabled inventory in our organization. Now we need to create a new item. So here this is the item master where the basic details of the product needs to be filled. In Zoho Books, the items can be segregated as goods and services. Under goods, it is further split as inventory items and non-inventory items. The items for which the inventory tracking is enabled are known as inventory items, and the rest of the goods type of item is considered as a non-inventory item. So we need to fill the basic details of the items such as name and the unit. Say for if you would like to give it for a pencil box, we can just save the unit as box, or if it is for pen, we can save it as pieces. Based on your requirement, you can choose the unit. And here comes the HSN or HSN code. So we have chosen the type as goods, so it is being shown as HSN code. If you are choosing it as service, then SAC value will get updated. So this is basically developed to classify the goods or services in a systematic manner. For goods, this HSN code needs to be updated. The registrants whose turnover below 5 crores need to update 4-digit HSN code, and the registrants whose turnover is above 5 crores need to update 6-digit HSN code for the items in their inventory. Next is the tax preferences. So we have 4 preferences. Any item can be either taxable, non-taxable, out of scope, or non-GST supply. Based on the item requirement, you can choose this. So now moving on to the sales and purchase information. The sales and purchase rate along with its respective account under which they need to be tracked has to be chosen over here. For sales information, the item which we are entering here is the sales rate, and the rate we are entering under this cost price is the purchase rate for the item which we are purchasing it from the vendor, and the account chosen under the sales information here is the sales account. For any sales information, the account which needs to be associated should be under the income account head. Here we have multiple accounts. I have chosen sales account. If you need any other account that need to be updated, you can just create it under chart of accounts under income account head and choose it over here. Similarly, for purchase information, I am choosing here as a cost of goods sold account under cost of goods sold head. You can create your any new account as per your requirement. So next is the default tax rate. So this default tax rate can be given for an item. So basically this tax rate would be picked in the transactions whenever this item is being chosen. So this will avoid choosing the tax rate each and every time when a transaction is being created. So next is the track inventory for this item. When this particular option is being chosen, then the item would be coming under inventory tracked items. Else, till this information, if we are providing till this information, the item would be under goods section. However, inventory would not be tracked. So those items would be non-inventory items. And whenever an item with the track inventory for this item option is chosen, then it would be considered as inventory item in Zoho Books. So the inventory account needs to be chosen. So I am selecting inventory asset account, that would be under stock head. So if you need any other new account, you can just create it under stock head and choose it over here. So next we are going to see about the opening stock. So what is opening stock? Means the initial quantity of any product or goods held by an organization during the start date of any financial year or an accounting period. This is equal to the closing stock of the previous accounting period. Then the opening stock rate per unit is the rate of which opening stock of an item. This rate will be applied as unit rate for the opening stock quantities only. For bills, the unit rate will be picked from the purchase rate or the rate entered into the respective bill of the item. Next is the reorder point. A reorder point is basically the stock level at which any business person would like to replenish your inventory. So now we have created, these are the basic details that needs to be updated for an item creation. I have already created an item. Let's just have a look at it. So once an item is created, these details will get updated. So the item type is inventory item. Unit is being displayed over here. Tax preference is taxable. The interstate tax and intrastate tax is being displayed, and the inventory account I have chosen is inventory asset. So along with this, the purchase information as well as the sales information is being displayed over here. We have already know what is opening stock. The stock on hand, committed stock and available stock will be discussed in the detail when we hit the respective report. So here is an option to add the reorder point. If we have missed to add the reorder point when we are creating an item, we can just click on plus add and set the reorder point here. So let's have some transactions in Zoho Books to see how the profit is being calculated based on the sales and purchase posted in Zoho Books. So now I'll be showing you the report. I'll be showing you the bill. So I have created a bill today. So I need to purchase from my vendor. These are the basic details. So I have chosen the pen. So this pen, this item pen is an inventory tracked item. So I have chosen it over here. So now you can see the journal. So only the inventory asset account has been affected. So this means that this particular purchase is getting affected only in my inventory. That is, this item is the inventory of my organization and will not have any effect in the profit or loss. In calculating profit or loss, this will not have any effect until this point of time. This item is an asset to me under my inventory. So I'll not be considering this as an expense. So then whenever I'm creating a sale for this item pen, so here I have created an invoice for the same item. So now we would be having additional entries, that is the item has been transferred from inventory asset account. That is, it was under inventory asset account. This asset account has been decreased, that is credited, and the cost of goods sold account, which is the purchase account, has been debited. So basically the item from the asset account has been moved to the cost of goods sold account. Cost of goods sold account is the purchase account. So now we can calculate the sales minus purchase, that is the sales rate is 20 rupees and the purchase rate is 10 rupees. Based on this, the profit and loss will be calculated in Zoho Books. So this is how the P&L report works. So basically we used to get queries from a customer that items have been purchased on so and so date, but that is not being displayed in the profit and loss report. So this is the main reason. Until a sale invoice is raised for an item, that will not get reflected in the cost of goods sold account. So under sales you can see the invoice, the sale which you have made, and the credit amount is rupees 20, and the cost of goods sold for the same amount, for the same item, is being displayed over here, but the account displayed over here is the cost of goods sold account, and there under sales account, under sales head, the sales account would get affected. So based on this, the gross profit has been generated in Zoho Books. I hope you're having a clear picture of how inventory works in Zoho Books. Now let's dive deep into the report section of inventory. So this is the inventory report section. So this section is segregated into two parts. First one is manage stock movement with FIFO report, and the second one is calculating sales and profit margin for items. So under first section, we are going to see about FIFO cost load tracking, inventory summary report, inventory valuation summary report, committed stock details, and the stock summary report. The first one is FIFO cost load tracking report. What is FIFO? FIFO is basically first in first out, that is the stock which enters the inventory first will move out of the inventory first. The items can any item can enter into your inventory either by updating the opening stock or by bill. Here the opening stock will be the system's first priority, that is the stock under the opening balance will move out of the inventory first, and post which the items came into the inventory through bills will be taken. Okay, let's see this with an example. So I'm just choosing the item called pencil box here to just show you an example. So as I have mentioned, I have opening balance for this item, as well as I have purchased this item from my vendor. The opening balance quantity is 5 and the purchase quantity was 1. So at this point of time, I'm raising an invoice, that is I'm selling an item to my customer Harish, and the quantity is 3. So the first 3 items has been picked from the first lot, which is the opening balance. And again I have sold another 3 items and that includes 3 quantity. So the remaining 2 quantity has been picked from the first lot, and once the opening stock balance is reduced to 0, then the last quantity has been picked from the second lot, which is the purchase I have made from my vendor Srija. So this is how the FIFO concepts work in Zoho Books. So in simple ways, how can I say it as the product in was through opening balance and through a purchase, and the product out through the invoice transaction was picked first from the opening balance, and once the opening balance has been reduced to 0, has gone to 0, then the next lot has been picked, which is from bill 1. So this is how the FIFO cost load tracking report works. So in this report, you will be having the quantities in and out, and the respective transaction associated with each bill. Say for this bill, the associated invoice is this invoice number 2. So this report will display the corresponding product in and out transaction. Using this, you can view the cost of goods sold against a particular invoice. And then we have common options in all of our inventory reports. That is, the first one is scheduling report. This is the you can consider this as a mail automation. If you click on this report, you can have a view of a frequency, start, date and time. So what is the basic need of this report is whenever you want to schedule a report or send a report to a particular persons in your finance team or accounting team during a specific date of a month or a week, at that point of time you can make use of the schedule report. Here you can set the frequency. The frequency can be set as daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly and yearly, and the start date can be, and the start date and time can also be set. So here the email recipients can also be chosen. These recipients will be the users available in your organization who's having the permission for this report. This additional recipient section will give option to add other users who are not a part of your organization, but yet they need to receive this report. At that point of time you can just add their email address over here along with these users. This user will also receive this scheduled report. This report can be generated in 3 formats: PDF, CSV and XLS. Since I have already created this report, this has been shown as active. If you do not want to generate this report at any point of time, you can click on the option mark it as inactive and then save it. So what is the basic use of FIFO cost law tracking report? Say we might have entered multiple bills, like we might have purchased multiple items from a multiple vendors with multiple purchase rate for a single item. In that case, we can use this report to view the COGS value of the item sold. That is, we can just check from which vendor I have purchased and from which bill this particular item has been gone out of my inventory. Basically, this will give you the product in transactions and product out transactions respectively. So now let's move on to the next report, which is the inventory summary report. So the inventory summary report summarizes the movement of item in and out of your organization and their quantities. So this is basically a quick summary of stock details of the items. This will show the exact figure of the stock available in your inventory. So here the fields available are reorder level, quantity order, quantity in and out, and then the stock details. The reorder level is, as I have mentioned before, this is the level at which you would like to replenish your inventory. So the quantity order is basically picked from the purchase order you have created in Zoho Books, and the quantity in would be based on the bills and quantity out is based on the invoices. So the next, the stock details. Under stock details we have stock on hand, committed stock and available for sale. Stock on hand is the quantity of an item available for sale at any point of time after considering all the transactions such as invoices, credit notes, bills, vendor credits and inventory adjustment. So the stock on hand is the total quantity which is readily available for sale. Next, the committed stock. What is committed stock? The items which are ready to be sold or considered as a committed stock. This stock will be, this item details will be fetched from a sales order or delivery challan. If you have any open sales order or delivery challan, the number of quantities associated with that transaction will be listed over here. And then the available for sale items. This is a stock which is available for sale for other customers. That is, the committed stock is the stock which we have already committed to a set of customers. Apart from that, what is the available stock for sale for selling it to the other customers is what being displayed under available for sale. So what is the stock on hand minus committed stock? The stock on hand is 5 here and the committed stock is 0. So the sale available for sale quantity is 5. If there is a committed stock of 1 over here, then 5 minus 1 would be 4. 4 would be the available for sale quantity. We can just have a view of how the customized report option works. If you click on the customized report, we have multiple options. We can just segregate this based on the branches, if you have any branches available, and the status of the item. We have 2 status, active as well as inactive. Based on the option chosen over here, this report will be generated, and the stock availability. So we have options called greater than 0, less than or equal to 0, less than 0, equal to 0, or below reorder level. So if you click on the below reorder level, the items which are below reorder level will be displayed over here, and based on that you can revisit your inventory and add the required quantity in your inventory for the next sale. Here we also have advanced filters. In this filter you have a specific fields through which you can filter these reports. Say item name is pen. Yeah, so if there is any stock details available for this particular item, that would be shown over here. So now let's move on to the inventory valuation summary report. So here the inventory valuation summary report. This report summarizes the value of the stocks of all the items that you have in your organization. So this will list all the items that is available in your inventory and its respective stock on hand and its respective inventory asset value. The inventory asset value populated here is calculated based on the quantity on hand into unit cost. We can just have it in the next page. So if we have an option to drill down each and every item, if you click on the inventory asset value of this particular item called pencil box, you can have a detailed view of how the stocks is being handled over here. I'm choosing the item called eraser. So eraser, in eraser you can see what are all the transactions associated with this. With this drill down option, you would be able to see the opening stock, closing stock, bills, invoices, vendor credits, and credit notes. And if there is any other transaction associated with this particular item, will be shown over here. Here you can see, I'll just explain how the inventory, this particular item came into your inventory, how it is performing, and what is the closing stock of this particular item. So through bill, I have purchased 5 quantity of this item and the unit cost is 500. So the stock on hand is 5. So as I have mentioned, the inventory value, this value will be calculated by multiplying the stock on hand into the unit cost, that is 2500. Okay, then I have raised a vendor credits for purchase return. So now this item, 3 quantity of this item has moved out of my inventory. So this is being displayed in a negative value. So this total stock on hand after reducing the 3 quantity would be 2 and its respective inventory asset value is 1000. Now I raised an invoice, which is again the inventory has moved out of my, the item has moved out of my inventory. This has been shown the stock on hand. Like what is the stock on hand on that particular point of time. Along with it, I have created another credit note, which is a sales return. That is the inventory has, the item has come into my inventory and its respective stock on hand as well as inventory asset value has been updated. So you can view what is the opening stock and closing stock for this particular period of time. So we might have scenarios like we just need to revisit our inventory due to some uncertain situations, like our goods might get damaged or we need to adjust some inventory due to certain reasons. At that point of time, we can make use of adjustments to adjust our inventory to bring in the respective value. So at that point of time, we can make use of the inventory adjustments. So here I'm just creating an inventory adjustment. So basically the inventory adjustment has 2 modes, which is quantity adjustment and value adjustment. So what is quantity adjustment? If we need to adjust only the quantity of an item, say I have this classmate notebook item, the total quantity available is 5. I just want to update the adjusted quantity, that is due to some damage. I just need to remove some 2 items from my inventory. So I have updated the quantity adjusted. Now you can see the new quantity on hand is updated as 3. So if we click on the convert to adjusted option, this will get updated in our reports, and the respective asset value will be shown along with that. Next, we are coming to the value adjustment, which can be used at time of depreciation. Say we might have some items which might have a value depreciation. So at that point of time, before selling that item, we need to deprecate the value of those particular items. Only then our inventory values will get match accordingly. At that point of time, you can use the value adjustment. So the current value of this item, classmate notebook, is 250. I just need to update this with a positive value, which is 50. Now the changed value would be 300. So this 300 would be applied in all the existing item quantities. I'll just show you under the report section. So let's take this stainless steel bottle as an example. So opening balance for this item is 1, and I have purchased 5 more quantity of this item. So the total unit cost is being displayed over here. Now the stock on hand is 6. By quantity adjustment, I have reduced 1 quantity of this item with a unit cost of 200. Now we can see the stock on hand got reduced to 5. So the respective inventory asset value is 1250. And then I have created an inventory adjustment by value. So the quantity remains the same. However, the unit cost might get differs. This is why because I have adjusted the value of minus 250. So the last inventory asset value for this item was 1250. So I have adjusted the value of minus 250. After that, the total inventory asset value was rupees 1000. So this 1000 inventory asset value divided by stock on hand will give you the unit cost of the item. This 200 is the unit cost for each item of the stainless steel bottle. So this is how this inventory adjustments work, and we need to revisit our inventory. As I said before, we need to revisit our inventory at the end of our any financial year. At that point, you can use this inventory adjustments either by quantity or by value and adjust your inventory to keep the exact stock and inventory asset value. However, if you have migrated to Zoho Books just now and you are in the first financial year in Zoho Books, at that point of time you have already entered a wrong opening stock for any item. In that case, instead of using inventory adjustments, you can directly go into items, select the required item. So I have opening stock as 5. You can just update it as 3. So based on this, the inventory reports will get auto calculated. As you can see here, you can see what is the available for sale quantity has been updated and the stock on hand has been updated. So I'm just updating it again to 5. You can see the difference. So the system will do automatically what is need to be done. So if you click on the customize report option, you have the option to choose item based filter and status and the stock availability. Along with this, you have the advanced filter. In addition to this, we have another section called show or hide column. Here the details which are associated to the items will be displayed over here as a column. If you need to update these as a column and generate the report, you can just click on the plus icon and add the same. Sales price, sales description, everything you can add and can just run the report so that those details will be displayed along in the inventory valuation summary overview page. Let's move on to the stock summary report. So the stock summary report will list the opening and closing stock as well as the quantity in and out of the product in detail. The opening stock of an item will be calculated based on the stock on hand value during the start date of this report. So as you can see, we can have a better view of what is the opening stock quantity in. Quantity in would be based on purchase bills, quantity out would be based on the sales invoice, and after subtracting quantity in minus quantity out would be the closing stock for each item. If you are taking pencil box as an example, subtracting quantity in minus quantity out would give you the closing stock of an item, and the total value of all the inventory items will be displayed over here. This report can be used as a monthly sales report, as it provides you a detailed figure of the item flow in your inventory. Based on this, you can observe the trend of each item's purchase and sales, then plan for the next month sale based on the closing stock of each month. Along with this customized report option, we have another option called share. This is also a common option which is available for all the inventory reports. The basic use of this option is to give a specific permission for the user in your Zoho Books who does not have access for this particular report. Whenever you wish to give access for any user for this particular report, you can make use of this option and choose the required user, enable the permission for them, and then click on share. I have already selected Priya and gave view only permission, so that is being displayed over here. If you want to remove any user at any point of time, you can just go into the same option and click on the cancel icon over here, and the report access will be removed for that user successfully. Then now let's move on to the last section, which is called committed stock details report. So what is committed stock details report? This report will be basically created with the details of sales order and delivery challan. This report will give you a brief view about the stocks which are committed for sale. This report is purely based on a sales order and delivery challan, as I have mentioned before. If the status of sales order is either confirmed or closed, or the delivery challan is marked as open or marked as delivered, then the items associated with those transactions will be updated over here. You can add additional columns by clicking on the customized report option. Under show or hide column, along with the item details, you will be having the contact details as well, so that you can generate the report for which particular company or which particular customer this has been raised. So I have added these details as a column in my report and generated. So I can get the first or last name of my customer who has for whom these transaction has been raised. Now we have another common option called print option. You can print this particular report with the additional print preferences. In print preferences, you can choose details as per your requirement. The table density can be chosen. Here we have given classic, compact and super compact. The table design can be default, bordered, alternative rows, alternative columns. So next you can choose details to display, like what are all the details to display for. It might vary for each and every personals you are sending this particular report to. So based on that, you can customize this for each and every inventory report in your organization. So this preferences is specifically for the committed stock details report. Similarly, you can just customize these details in all the inventory reports. So the details to display would have organization name, generated by, report basis, report date, page number and generated time. Then the paper size can be A4 or letter. The font family by default is chosen as Ubuntu. However, if you need any other font family, you can choose the same. The margin as well as orientation for this particular report can be chosen over here, and click on preview to proceed with this. Now let's move on to the second category of this reports webinar, that is calculating sales and profit margin for items. So this in this section we are going to learn about inventory aging summary and the product sales report. So what is inventory aging summary? The inventory aging summary is basically help us to view how long we are holding an particular item in our inventory. This report will be helpful for us to stock up the items which are moving fast and plan strategy for the slow moving items. Also, the item movement at any point of time can be observed and can expect sales during those period. In my example, say during the exams, say at the end of each month or 2, the stationery item purchase will increase when we are having during the exam session, and then during the other periods it could be moderate. So I have chosen the interval as the aging interval is 6 and the intervals of 4 weeks. With the intervals of 4 weeks, for pencil box my sale was one item, and the respective inventory asset value is also be shown over here. Similarly, other items will be displayed over here. So along with this, we are having the advanced filter option. If you're having warehouses, branches, you can just choose it over here and customize this report. In height column, the same item details will be displayed, and you can add it to filter based on these things. And then the last option to share this report is having the export as in all the inventory reports. If you click on the export as, we have 4 formats, which is PDF, Excel SX, XLS and CSV. If you want to protect this file with a password, we also have an option for that. If you click on this PDF, you will be having an option called I want to protect this file with a password. If you click on this, you will be having a tab to provide a password, and you can share that password to the required recipients, so that this file will have the for the confidential files you can use this option and do it in a better way. These file can also be the details in the export file can also be customized. As I have mentioned before, you can just choose the required details to display paper size, orientation, margin and other details and all. If you want to resize the table and its font automatically, you can just enable this particular option and click on export. This report will get exported, and then you can share it over email or any other or through any other channel in your organization, and only the exported this file will get opened with a password. Now we are going to see about the product sales report, which is the last report in our session. So the product sales report will give us a detailed picture of the profit which we are earning by sales invoices. So I'm just choosing the period as this year. So this margin of any item is being calculated as calculated through the formula rate entered, that is the selling price minus cost price divided by rate entered or the selling price into 100. So based on this calculation, based on this formula, this margin is being calculated in this report. Similarly, you can customize the report based on your requirement. This report would be having the option called sales with tax, sales price, quantity sold and etc. So now we have covered most of the inventory reports. Let's have a quick recap of the same. FIFO cost law tracking report displays the product in and out, and the COGS value against a particular invoice can also be seen from this report. Inventory summary report basically summarizes the movement of items in and out and their quantities, and the inventory valuation summary summarizes the value of the stock of all the inventory items. Stock summary report will give you the list of opening stock, closing stock and quantity in and out of a product in detail. Committed stock details, this will give you the stock details which are committed for sale through sales order or delivery challan. Inventory aging summary can give you a view about how long an item is being held in your inventory. And the last one is product sales report, which will give you a profit earned by selling an item, like what is the margin for a particular item sold. And now we have come to the end of the session. Today we have discussed about how inventory works and its related inventory reports under the category as managed stock movement with FIFO reports and calculating profit margin for the items. We have another two native reports in our inventory section, which is the ABC classification and the landed cost summary details. So this will be covered in our next session. Now you can post your questions in the questions tab so that we'll be able to guide you on the same. So here we have a specific question from Sai Ishwar. In my inventory valuation summary, all products unit cost is showing as 1. How to change it to actual value? So this unit cost is based on either opening stock per rate or the rate which you have entered in your bill. Say you have entered the rate as 1 rupee in the opening stock per rate in the item creation page, then the opening stock item, all the opening stock item will have this 1 rupee as a unit cost, and the same will be displayed over in all the reports. Similarly, in bills, if you have entered the purchase rate as rupees 1, then the same rate will be displayed over there. We request you to drop an email to our support with the details so that we will be able to help you out. So we have a question from Sidesh. Can we use inventory for internal items as a laptop and other accessories issued to our employer in your organization? Yes, it is possible. You can associate any inventory account, that is any stock account, for these type of items and can maintain it in your organization, but please note that this will remain in your inventory forever. If this is not being adjusted with the inventory adjustments, or if it is not moving out of your inventory, this will be remain in your organization, and that will be shown in all your reports such as balance sheet, horizontal balance sheet, everything. So if you need any more information, please drop an email to our support. So another question is, are we covering composite items in this session? In this session we have only covered about the native inventory reports. In the next session we'll be covering about how the composite items works and its associated reports. We request you to join in the next session so that you can have a detailed things discussed regarding composite items. So we have a question from Sanjeev. When my purchase price change for same item class, but it is taking the price of the first stock. As I have mentioned before, we are following first in first out. So if the items from your first lot is not being sold, then the purchase rate of the first slot will be taken under the COGS section, and that will be used for calculating profit and loss. The question from Arun Pandey is, purchase rate will keep on changing, so how to manage this in inventory report and the cost of goods sold? As mentioned, the FIFO report, the main use of FIFO report is to view this. You can make use of the FIFO report to view which purchase rate has been picked for which invoice. So you can manage this using as the system would be managing this in the FIFO method. It is not possible for you to change the purchase rate. Based on the FIFO method, the system will automatically pick when one lot is done, and the next lot will be picked based on the FIFO method. Can we check the report for services as per the sales report? This can be viewed from the receivable report such as invoice details report or any sales report in this section. How can we use alternate units like one box with a 10 number? This option is actually available in our other product called Zoho Inventory, which we would be seeing in the next upcoming sessions. Yeah, I have shared the respective link in response to Ramu's query. Please have a look into this. Thank you for posting your queries. So the queries which are not answered will be replied from our support email address, or else if you have any other queries, you can just reach out to us on support.india@zohobooks.com. So I hope from this webinar you were able to understand how Zoho Books can track your stock and handle it efficiently. In the next session, we will be having a detailed session about advanced inventory tracking and two reports from the native inventory reports in Zoho Books. We request you to join our other upcoming sessions in our webinar series. Thank you for joining this session today. Have a great day.